Mi familia, mi gente. Buenas tardes. It is July the 3rd. Tomorrow is July 4th. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't know what the tropical jungles of Panama might feel like. But I remember one of my uncles that was in the service and telling me stories about how humid it was when he was stationed in Panama. And some of the stories involved humidity and toilet paper. I will skip the details on that. You don't want to know. But it was very humid. I am taking a break from cutting today. My table here is a pure white oak table provided by Mother Nature. And today I wanted to do a short video on chainsaw chains. If you watch some of my videos, you've seen I use a Stihl brand MS290. It's got a 20-inch bar. I've had it for going on 13 years now. I actually got the precise date as to when I bought it 2 days ago. I went to the store I got it from, and I had them run the serial number. I said, hey, will you run the serial number on this and let me know when I bought it? And I told the guys, I'm not having any issues with it. I just want to know. So he ran the serial number, and he told me it was March something of 2013. So that's about a little over 12 years. So anyway, so like I said, the only issue I've had has been the carburetor. I replaced it, but that's coming up in another video because it's somewhat related to what I'm going to talk about. Here we have, this is a Stihl brand chainsaw chain, 20-inch semi-chisel. And this is a new brand that I'm trying out. It's called Upforest. Yeah, Upforest. So for years I've used Stihl brand chainsaw chain. No issues with it. The only downside to it is the price. You're looking at $30-some for one. And not only that, if I take it to the store to get it sharpened, it's $9 for one chain. Now it comes out super sharp, and it's awesome. But when you're cutting like a lot, especially the way I have been doing a lot lately, $9 adds up. They add up very quickly. So I have been, now for a while now, I've been working on my skills, if you will, of sharpening the chain, because it is a skill that you have to develop. It's not like sharpening a knife, although sharpening a knife, sharpening any blade requires a set of skills. If you can sharpen a knife, does not mean that you can sharpen a machete or a sword or an axe, because they all have different profiles on the blade, on the edge. When it comes to a chainsaw chain, that's a whole other animal right there, because of the shape of the teeth. Not only that, you have to keep up with what's called the rakers, which is the little piece in front of the part that cuts, which I'm gonna go into a rabbit hole here, and that's not what I'm trying to talk about today. We're gonna talk about cost and cost effectiveness. Like I said, if this Stihl chainsaw becomes dull, I take it to the store and they'll sharpen it up. $9. Upforest. Comes in a package like this. You get 3 of them. Each one, it's individually packaged and sealed in one of these baggies. So this little box has not only 3 but also I forgot to grab the file, but also a sharpening file. So for the price of one, I was able to get one of these. And by the way, this is not sponsored by anybody. This channel is not big enough, and I'm not interested on sponsorships or anything, but besides the point. This is mostly for my friends and my family information, because sometimes it helps if it's actually a face that you know give you feedback. So anyways, for the price of one of these, I was able to get 3 and a file, sharpening file. What's the catch? Well, I decided to test one of the Upforest on the large pine tree that was on the southwest section of the property, the one that was uprooted by the fence, because a brand new Stihl chain was having a hard time dealing with. I don't think it was dealing with the cutting of the tree. It was dealing with the sappiness of the pine. Maybe it could have been me, but it felt like it was dragging too much. So even though the blade was like fairly new, I decided to it was brand new when I started cutting the pine tree. But then halfway through it, I decided to, hey, I'm gonna try one of the Upforest and see how they feel in comparison to the Stihl. And lo and behold, hands down, it was better. Just plain and simple. It was better than the Stihl when it came to dealing with the sappiness. Now there's a caveat, however, because the metal is softer, you have to mess around with a tensioner on the chainsaw a little bit more. So you cut for a while, and then you have to adjust the tension on the chain, and then you keep cutting. Meanwhile, with the Stihl, because the material is a little harder, not as soft, I'm guessing, you don't have to mess around with that as much. And I apologize because I'm sweating with a little effort back here. So, but yeah, that's my short review of the Upforest chain. Sweet and to the point. No fluff, no this or that. I'm not gonna give you a demo on that. I will, however, give you a little video. I'll post it here, or up here of I don't want to call it a device because it's not a device. To sharpening the chainsaw, I used to like hunch over, whether it was on the ground or a short table that I have, and I'll hunch over it and sharpen it. The thing is, when you're sharpening the chain while it's on the chainsaw, you have to hang on to the chainsaw. Otherwise, when you're running the file, you're moving the whole thing. So the bar has to be, it's got to stay rigid. So they have this, I'm going to call it a device that you can pound down into a stump piece of wood, and it has a little bolt on the side, and you can put the bar through it, and then you can secure the bar onto it. So when you're sharpening, the bar is not moving around. Well, I had a pair of big brackets, shelf brackets that I was not using. They were pretty good size. They've been laying around for a long time. And then I had a piece of I think it's a 6x6. It could have been rough cut because it actually looks a little bigger than 6x6, but not as big as an 8x8. So what I did was I screwed the brackets to a cedar tree that's close to the house. Now, before you go say anything about screwing things to live trees or whatever, the tree is dying. The top half ended up on our house many years ago. I think that was like 2011 or so, 2011, 2012. But most of the tree trunk part is still there. Because I thought one day I will find use for it. And lo and behold, till recently. So I decided to put the brackets on the tree. I put the 6x6 on the brackets, and then I will put up here what the actual name of the device is, and maybe a photo of it. And then I put it on the 6x6. And no more hunching over. No more hunching over to, filing the chains. So, anyways, so there's little two tidbits of information. Upforest, like I said, you can't go wrong for the price. For the price of me getting this one sharpened, it's what I pay for this, pretty much. Because I think it came down to like $30 and change. Like I said, it was 3 of them plus a 3/16 file. And like I said, these are $30-some. So, anyways, guys, I will also make another short video probably tomorrow regarding the carburetor. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail because it was a very cheap fix, even though I had taken it to the shop prior, and it was fixed for a day. And that's a story for the next video. It is past 7 o'clock, and the greatest show on earth is about to start here soon. So I want to go back in the house, get showered up, and hang out with the wife and have a meal while enjoying the show. I'm not going to name the show, but I might give you a little hint here and there. Maybe here, maybe there. Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. To the next one.